Hey everyone, welcome to The Gig, a series about film and TV from behind the scenes and on the screen. We're your hosts, Leyla T. Rosario
and Jessica L. Ransom.
And today we are going to talk about The Prom!
And let me just start off and saying I love this musical. It was produced by Ryan Murphy. I think he did it again. If you don't know what it's about, the brief summary of it is it's about a young girl in high school that was coming out as gay and she wanted to go to prom, and everyone in the school with the PTA was like, no, you can't do it. So then she found allies with the Broadway community, and they came to a small town in Indiana, I think that's what she was, or Ohio, some Midwest.
Indiana. We'll say Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana, yeah. And then they came to all help her, aid her to have her prom, and then she was able, I'm not gonna ruin it, but that's basically what it's about. And it's a musical, and it was so fun.
I absolutely loved this film. I love it so much. I'm gonna watch it again. One, I love musicals. I love to sing. I love to dance, and I will be watching it again so I can do that with the entire cast. And speaking of the cast, you had A-list actors: Nicole Kidman, you had James Corden, you had Meryl Streep, Kerry Washington, Keegan Keel. The list goes on. And speaking of James, I know you and we were talking about James getting a lot of slack.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of slack because a lot of people felt he played stereotypical, because he's a straight man married to a woman and he played a gay male character. And I felt like, well, this movie was based on the musical. They did the part as written. He did the part as that was on Broadway. So I'm like this, okay, if that's the character and he played the character, to me, he was over the top at all. I cried in so many scenes, like when his mother, like he thought he got disowned by his family, which he did, and his mother came back. I was like crying. I'm sorry, the spoiler, but it still was really good.
And Tracy Ullman was his mom.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, I mean, I don't know. I just felt it was so well done. James' character was great. Like, the lead has never been in a musical before. I thought she was fantastic. Both of the leads. I really enjoyed this. I don't understand the bad reviews. Did you know they're getting like horrible reviews right now?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's so terrible. And the reason being, I believe, is, and this is why I think things are like The Gig that is needed, because I relate to them as a queer woman coming out that was like scared to take a girl to prom and to be who I am as a queer human being. I relate to this film so much. Because like this film is like, if you were in high school and you're struggling with your sexuality, you would watch it and you would feel so much better. You will understand that you will have a try. And you know, you always say it gets better, or it will get better. This film actually embodies that without having to say it and be as cheesy as that is. It actually is the truth. It will get better. You do have people like you. You are not alone, and that's why I love this movie. But that message was very, very clear. And I think if you haven't been in an experience where you are not privileged, and you won't understand this movie to me was a love letter to queer kids. Ryan Murphy makes me so want to cry. Ryan Murphy did such a good job, making me feel, and anyone coming out is like, this is our experience. And it's a love letter. He did a love letter to us, and I want to thank him. If I ever get to meet him, I would cry and thank him. They'll think I'm crazy, but I really enjoyed The Prom. I thought it was fantastic. And if young queer kids, if you need support, The Gig is here. We'll bring you on board. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah, I agree with you. Anyone who's giving a bad review, you clearly just are someone that's privileged, and you don't necessarily seem to understand the root and the meat of the story itself, and why. You can just see the level of segregation in the story that is breaking up just a very delicate point and part for any teenager finding themselves at that age. And that hit home for me too, because I was crying. I was just saying to myself, my gosh, you have adults making decisions for teenagers that are absolutely overlooking who they are and how they identify. And that is it's just gut-wrenching to see that. And I thought Ryan Murphy did a phenomenal job taking something very serious and very real. And when you put it into a musical and you make it a bit lighter, hopefully it sometimes is a bit more, I guess, accepted to be able to understand the pain of a specific topic or story or community. It's sad to know that there is bad reviews. I will say this on The Gig, Ryan, you get a great review from us.
Yes.
You get 5 stars, honey. You did that. You have delivered.
Right.
a phenomenal, beautiful piece of like art. I mean, just also shout out to the costume designers and the dance choreographers. Like there was a moment that Nicole Kidman was singing with her jazz hands and talking about zazz.
Where's the zazz, baby?
And talking about finding your zazz and what that meant. And I'm over here standing by the TV. I'm like, I want to go with this move. I want my zazz to come out as well and to be able to relate to this. So, and also she kind of reminded me of Chicago. There were moments that you saw very much like a, homage to Bob Fosse. Anyone who's watched Chicago or knows of Bob Fosse dancers, like definitely Nicole Kidman came in from that angle, and I thought it was a nice touch. Meryl Streep played such a phenomenal, like self-centered actress who, in the end, like really is someone who's very bubbly and warm and the opposite of a narcissist, which I thought was great. I love the little like love romance going on with Meryl and with Keegan.
Oh, that
I
was so cute.
That was great tie-in.
So
like having an interracial couple, having, age positivity. Ryan also exceeded in that. How can this get a bad review?
I don't know how to get bad reviews, but I loved it. And yeah, the gig gives it 5 stars. Check it out. If you're LGBTQ, you're gonna love it. You're gonna think it's fun. You're gonna think it's fun. That's what you're gonna think. You're gonna like, this is a cute film, and you're gonna cry. Of course, you're gonna cry. Everyone cries. All right, guys, check out the film, The Prom, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Take care.